Today we will be exploring a poem written by 16-year-old Bai Juyi and his deep feelings about grass. No, it's not what you think. Nope. Hey guys, welcome to Learn Chinese Now. I'm your host, Jared Madsen, and today's poem is called 赋得古原草送别. So, 赋得basically means a poem, but it's a little bit more than that. It's the tradition of poetry. It's respecting those who created poetry and all the wise people who came before you. 古 means ancient. Yuán means plains or a grassland. 草 means grass. 送别 means to see someone off. So 送 means to take, to go, and 别 in this particular case means to say goodbye. So the title of this poem basically means a poem about grass on a grassland and saying goodbye. First line of the poem begins,離離原上草. So離in this case means abundant. Okay, it's these two characters, they're put together, and in this context it means abundance. Yuán is the plains or the grasslands. Shàng means on, and cao means grass. Okay, so pretty straightforward. It's basically saying, setting the scene. Here we are on the plains, and there is this abundance of grass. So the second part of the first line is 一岁一枯荣. 一 means one, 岁 means a year, but it's for years old, right? It's used for age. So 一岁 means 1 year old. 一 again is one, so you see that twice. So basically we're saying 1 year old and then one, 枯, which means to wither up, 荣, which means abundance. Okay, so let's break this down. So basically what it's saying is for every year, and now we're talking about grass, right? Growing grass. Every year that this grass is alive, one time it will wither up and one time it will be in abundance. So this is a year in the life of grass is basically what he's saying. And it's sometimes is abundant, and sometimes it gets all withered up. Now you see the one and the one, that kind of ties it all together. That's part of the poetry. The second line, 野火. 野 means wild, 火 means fire. Okay, so wildfires, not too bad. 烧不尽. 烧 means to burn. 不 means not. And 尽 would be like to exhaustion, to an extreme. So 烧不尽 means something that is burned, but it's not burned to the point that it is totally gone, that it dies. All right, so the wildfires burn, but not to the point that it totally destroys it. Okay, so again, we're talking about grass, right? If a wildfire comes through and it burns the grass, the roots are still there, and later on it will be able to grow back, which leads us to the second part of the second line. 春风, spring, 春, 风 means wind, 吹又生, 吹 means to blow, 又 means again, and 生 means life or to give birth. So 春风, the spring wind, 吹又生, blows and again brings life to the grass, right? So the second line we see, don't worry, the wildfires come, it's not going to kill it, because when the spring then comes, it will blow life back into the grass. The third line begins with 远芳. 远 means distant, far away, and 芳 means fragrance, good smell. Okay? 侵古道. 侵 means attack. Okay? 古, as we saw in the title, means ancient, and 道 means the way, or in this case, it means a path. So that's kind of interesting too, right? Like Taoism, Dao, it's that same character. We often call it the way in English because it literally means a way. It means a road. In ancient times, it meant a road. So what we have here is the distant fragrance, yuán fāng, 侵古道, attacks the ancient road. Okay, so we gotta pause here for a second. we've set the scene. The first half of the poem, we've set the scene. We see the grass and we kind of understand that it grows and that the wildfires can't kill it and that the spring breathes life back. But what is this about attacking an ancient road? Well, if a road that people don't travel on anymore, so an ancient road, gradually the grass will come in. The distant fragrance of the grass, that grass will come in and it will attack the road. It will eventually take over the road and the road will be covered with grass. All right, and then this extends to the second part of the third line. 晴翠接荒城. Qíng means clear, like a clear sky, and cui means green, often this emerald, beautiful green. Okay, so on this clear sky with the sun shining, and the cui, the beautiful green. So it's going to be referring to the grass again. 接, to take. Huāng, desolate. Cheng, town or city. Okay, so when the sun is shining and you have this beautiful emerald grass, it then takes over a desolate city. It takes over an abandoned city, a city that no longer exists. All right, so now we're kind of getting deep into this. This is a little bit more than, it feels like it might be a little bit more than just about the grass. All right, so the last line, Yǒ song. Okay, so both of these characters we've seen previously, right? Yǒ we saw in the second line, which means again, and song we saw in the title, which means to, it literally means to take or to send, but it often will be used for a person as to send off, right? To take somebody to the airport, to send them off. You are transporting, you're taking them, you're seeing them off. Wang Sun. Wang means king. Sun means grandchildren. Okay, so the grandchildren of the king. Now, traditionally, this was more referring to nobility. But in this case, it just kind of means like an old friend, right? So almost even a distant friend, a friend of distant time or of distant place, right? And then the last character is chū, to go. So, yǒ送王孙去. So again, I come and I say farewell to my old friends as they leave. Okay, so this is where it kind of gets to be, okay, so sounds like he's talking about just some friends who came to visit him, which he probably is, but he could also be talking about friends or the wise people, the nobility of the past, people from ancient times, right? Because remember in the third line, we were talking about an ancient road and an abandoned city. All right, so the last part of the last line, 萋萋满别情. 萋萋 again means abundance. So as we saw, the very first line was離離, and this is 萋萋. So it's kind of wrapping it back around again. They both mean abundance. It's both the same character repeated, so you see it 2 times in a row. It's referring to the grass. It's referring to the abundance of the grass. 满, fully. 别. Now again, we saw this in the title. So 别 is to say goodbye when somebody leaves, right? And 情 is the emotion, the sentiment, the feeling. So let's go over the whole poem and see if we can make some sense of this. All right, so the first line basically says there's this lush grass on the plains, and year after year it dries up and then it is born again in abundance. And even though the wildfires come in, they can't really kill it, because then the spring wind will blow and breathe life back into the grass. The distant fragrance, though, comes in and attacks the old roads. The grass comes in and covers the old roads. And when on a clear day, this emerald grass will come and take over an abandoned town. And now I send off my dear friend, and I have this feeling, this deep feeling that fills me, this sadness. and it's connected to the grass. So, seems like there's many layers to this, which I think there are, and one is too how he takes just a simple thing as grass and ties that into all these feelings and all these emotions, and it talks about the nature of the world and how things come and go, and people, roads come and towns are born and then they die, but the grass is still there, and you can still smell the grass, and you still, that gives you that feeling of ancient time, or that friend that has left, but the grass is still there. All right, so that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there's any poem you would like me to go over, please leave those in the comments below. We'll see you next week. 再见.